guys, it's Kim, and it's been a minute since my last, I guess, video or battle report on the channel. School's been killing me, been enjoying my workouts now, and just other hobbies. But I'm getting back into MESBG, and we're going to talk about a new army I'm doing, and it's the Dark Denizens of Mirkwood. If you're on my IG, you've probably seen my Spider Queen already. So a lot of people were shocked when they heard about this army, and I'm here to explain a little bit before I show you what I've been doing. So I chose this army like I did for Moria. I don't see this army nearly enough, and the limited I do, not trying to say hate or anything, I've seen some very unique and strange Dark Denizen armies where, in my opinion, this is a miniature game, and I understand people have different monetary needs, but I personally do not like seeing a dollar store spider mounted on a 60 mil base. Just for me, you can obviously tell it looks fake. The scale is weird, and I get, it is based on a real spider, but this is a miniature game. Nothing is really based on accuracy. So even when this dollar store spider aims to be accurate, it looks goofy. But again, no hate. I've seen some cool color scheme ideas, and this kind of lends into why I'm doing this army. I've seen gorgeous tropical spider schemes that I even wanted to do. And I even told Charles Lynn during one of our hobby hangouts that I had a cool little orange color scheme in mind. But the more I thought about it, the army is called the Dark Denizens of Mirkwood. It just doesn't make sense if they're bright like candy or they're like neon colored. And I get, it's the painter's choice, but I guess I want my army to look like they could have come off from that scene in The Hobbit where the spiders were attacking the hobbits or the dwarves. I want my army to have that vibe and feel. And so this might be a very different paint style where I'm not going to call it grim dark, but it definitely leans more to earth and natural tones. I am still trying to make some pop with some exaggerated highlights a little bit. So I think up close you'll have to see the models. On certain tables, if it's a dark table, my models might blend in, which I guess that's good because they're camouflaged. But I got this inspiration too from PK. If you don't know him, he's like one of the best leathering painters I've seen. He does a stippling method, and he said, aim for more natural and earth tones. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I will have to paint some test models. But again, I'm doing this army because it feels more like a passion project now. I guess a lot of people can tell in my Moria playstyle, I love spiders, I love Ashrak, and this is taking that and going 100 with it. It's almost all spiders, bat swarms, wargs. But again, I'm playing this army because I don't see enough of it. I have an idea of what it should look like on the table. And I'm trying to encourage people, I know this is a hobby. I know time for each people, might vary. But I want to encourage people to really, go all out and pour their love into an army. Don't just follow the meta. Don't do an army you're just doing because, it's strong. Do an army that you thoroughly and genuinely care about, and once you find that army, your passion just bleeds into it. Like, by no means did I have to hunt for a week and a half for the perfect spider sculpt or sculpt each base and make it unique, but the army spoke to me, and so I'm going all out. So I highly encourage you guys do the same. You may surprise yourself with the outcome of the project. So that's enough of my rambling. Let me show you what I've been doing. So guys, welcome back, and here's my current progress. I feel like I should have recorded this a few days ago when I first actually started it. I would say this is like 10% into the project, but it's still the beginning because I don't have a lot of the models. Let's start off with the basing. So what you see on this side is, it looks like crap right now, but I promise you it'll look better at the end. So the basing idea was, making that forest idea more like a dead in Mirkwood because, the necromancer's infecting it, the trees are dying, things are more dark and spooky kind of. So if we look at the basing, I may make a guide of how to do it, just depending on the feedback. And I mentioned it to Charles if this works out, I might be making bases and he might be casting them, but that's like a long-term project. But it might be a cool idea. So the basing is it's let me grab this one. It's cork as a foundation, and I highly encourage people who use cork, please, please, please do not just glue it onto the base and glue the model on top. It's so unnatural looking, and you can tell it's cork. It just ruins all the effort you did to paint the model by doing that simple action. And so, yeah, some people might say mine looks the same, but by putting some spackle and filler, you make a different height and just different textures on it. You remove that cork aspect. I just use the cork to build up size. And for example, if you look at the big Mirkwood spider bases, I did a cork base and then I covered it all in the spackle. And, people are wondering what the hell are these? These are popsicle sticks. They form the armature for my tree stumps I will be sculpting, and you can see them in the background. And the skeletons, I bought a whole box of Wargame Atlantic skeletons for about $30. Yeah, it's a bit expensive, but there's 28 of them, a lot of bits, and I use them to enhance the base theme. So I have these many guys done, and these bases here are two steps away from being completed. I got to do the first, this big rocks everywhere, and then the smaller regular sand slash coffee mix. So let's actually grab one of them. So let's go for this guy. So what I mean by like passion into it is there's no reason for me to invest so much time of putting a skeleton, sculpting a tree, enhancing the size to put a 8-point fellow warg on this base. But the reason I'm doing that is it's that theme, I feel like this brings the idea of Mirkwood to the army. And the armies I've seen on GBHL or different posts on Instagram and Google, they do the typical forest where they put a few rock scatter, a few different colored greens. But for me, it seems like they are diminishing such a huge aspect of the army. Already, if you're gonna go for dry brushing and a quick contrast painting, then you have no excuse, in my opinion, to not put a bit more love in a different area. Again, not shaming anyone. I'm just trying to encourage people to really find that army and that project that really inspires you. And for this, you can see I'm sculpting tree trunks everywhere. Now, Charles gave me shit. Yes, I should be recasting them so I can make multiple copies instead of doing this. But I'm poor, I'm lazy, and I don't know how to do it. So this is the young Duke method. So here's the process I did so far in the past day. Really proud of how much got actually accomplished. Today's goal is to finish up the rest of these and then get these ones with the sand and coffee mix. And when I mean coffee, I'm actually talking about coffee beans that are mashed up. They're so nice sized like grain of sand, and mixing them together just adds more. And I can show you. Some people may say, yes, this looks like total shit, but let me grab the Spider Queen base. So once you get everything done, I truly believe this now looks very organic and unique. I made two tree stumps. I have a body embedded in the ground, a body deep into that tree trunk. I have some roots I sculpted everywhere coming out. I have another body here, the the tree overgrowing. So, you know, I'm very proud of this. I feel like this might be my best basing I've done for a model in a long, long time. Um, so I encourage people to aim for stuff like this, make the army unique, make it yours, and be proud of it. You know what? And if you did the dollar store spider trick and the simple basing and you're proud, power to you. Power to you. I will not shame you. But I would like to see more people go a bit more creative on their bases. We get a bad reputation from 40K players saying, our stuff is boring. Well, let's show them that, we can make stuff equal to or better than what they have to offer. And I can show you, I guess those who aren't on my IG, you can see my Spider Queen. So here's another thing. I took a Reaper miniature death spinner orb weaver, I guess that's the name. And what I did was I sculpted the eyes and redid the face to make it more menacing. And to pay homage to the Spider Queen from GW, I added those little, I can't describe it, crustaceans or like holes in her body that little spiders are crawling out of. And I think this makes a very, very intimidating Spider Queen compared to the funky GW one. Um, and for a painted model, hopefully it'll focus. But we got the first, or I have three bat swarms painted, and this is the theme I'm talking about. Hopefully my IG photos will make it better. I got some natural sunlight plus this camera light, so it's not the best, but I really aimed to emphasize that dark and realistic earth tones, but at the same time add my own flair a bit. So you can see all the highlights popping out. The reason I'm doing such exaggerated highlights is, you know, at painting competitions, or at least at tournaments, I don't want my models to look kind of bland, and but I still want to maintain that realistic tone. So I have to add these exaggerated highlights just so they don't get washed out on certain tables. Um, but yeah, so I guess I will conclude the first army vlog. I'll probably make another one once this is all done and based, and when the new spiders come in, and I can show you what I've been using. These will be my Mirkwood spiders, and I think, okay, you know, this face is a bit too fantastical, but if I paint it up differently, I'm sure we can hide it away. But this spider was $12 to $15. I think this, with the size especially, this is an incredible sculpt, and I'm trying to encourage people. Yeah, you know, you could buy, um, 15 spiders at the dollar store, but you're not going to use them all realistically. And 15 bucks for one good quality one, it's not that bad. But again, guys, I hope you enjoyed the first, I guess, showcase of the army. Yeah, I'm not sure when the second video will be posted, but keep your eyes peeled for that one. So, guys, you know, I encourage new people to do ambitious projects. That's the way you'll improve yourself in the hobby. So stay safe, guys, and happy painting.